conference will now be recorded.
Ready?
Yep. Answering Caroline from Barbershop.
Ready? I have 6 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have one amendment to make to the agenda. We are removing item 8A. Removing.
Taking it off. Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. I will open the public comment section of the meeting. Individuals may address the city council about any item of concern. Speakers must state their name and limit their remarks to 3 minutes. I'll open the public comments portion of the meeting.
You want public comments in regards to the RV ordinance now or later?
That'll be a separate item. If there are no public comments, I will close the public comments portion of the meeting. And we'll go to the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are considered routine by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member requests so. All things on the, let's see. Sorry.
That's all right.
Any discussion on the consent agenda? Questions? Or ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Accounts payable, Joan.
Okay, I had just two to make note of. It's 82158. It's Empire Pipe Services, and that was some sewer work for $92,091.95. And there was one other for sludge hauling. That was 82164. And that amount was $29,192.08. Everything else was pretty normal. Does anyone have any questions or comments on the accounts payable? If not, I would make the motion to approve accounts payable in the amount of $164,489.49.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Pass the accounts payable. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. We'll go down to number 6. Now we'll have a public hearing for the ordinance 2025-2 recreational and specialty motor vehicle ordinance. We'll open up that hearing.
Yep, and then just state your name, and I guess we usually want your address as well. And then, yeah, we'll need to have a mic for you. These little deals here are the mic, so if you want to talk, grab one of those.
Just curious, is there any kind of copy of what's currently on that ordinance?
It was in the packet. It was published, right? And I can make some copies quick. If you want to just pull that out, or should I make copies for everybody quick? Oh, actually, here, I've got it right here.
Put it right on there.
I forgot. So this is it.
Can you summarize changes from the last meeting?
Miles, to do that.
Changes from the last time we viewed this ordinance is that we added a definition for public right-of-way, which came from Minnesota state statute. We changed the front yard setback from 15 feet to 5 feet. And then we added a provision in the prohibited act section that made sure that publicly owned land or where it's unlawful for people to operate recreational vehicles, made sure that we added a provision that did not include the Covered Bridge campground because that you're allowed to have RVs there. Other than that, that's basically the changes. And other than that, it's just formatting so that we can pass it officially at this meeting.
Is there any language for granting exceptions?
There'll be no exceptions. It will be all for compliance in the ordinance is our goal. Adding any exceptions would be too wordy for an ordinance such as this, and we felt as though it wasn't worth the time to go into that.
There's the attorney, it's not really, it's hard to do exceptions because then it's who makes the call on exceptions? And how is that enforced? Is that right, Kevin? Am I summarizing?
We
that right?
open up the door to partiality. So by having one rule for everybody, yeah,
I was,
that's,
because I know that had been a question.
Yep.
before, so I was just asking for.
and the way we had gone about it was to try and build a mechanism that could accommodate lots that were just not the right size to give a little more liberty to that. And the way we ended up doing that was just shortening the distance in the front yard down from 15. So that was our ability that the lawyers recommended, that you can do it this way. That way everybody's fits to the same rule.
Lauren Kresge, 356 Warren Avenue, Zumbrota. Does not want me to be off.
Yeah, we can hear you. Good.
Yeah, it's echoing though.
Oh, okay.
So I know we've been here a few times now and there's been a few iterations of this ordinance. I think it's looking really good now. I think it's a good balance of public safety versus individual freedom to, have the recreational vehicles you want and store them the way you want without, getting in the way of public safety. So I just wanted to say thanks to the code committee and the city council for working on this one. And I personally think coming up with something that is a good, reasonable ordinance for everyone.
Second that, Sandy Brown. Accepting with the street.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. And I think that was the reason for the code committee, was to bring in citizens to work alongside of us on tweaking some of these and putting ordinances into place that we think are needed. It's good to have all the public comments and we have the citizens involved with the committee as well. And that was the whole design of it and the reason for it. It moves a little bit slow because there's so many things to consider, but I think they did great things with this one.
Any other comments? Then I will close the public hearing section of the meeting. Any other further discussion with this ordinance?
So I'll make a motion to approve am I wording this right? Ordinance 2025-02.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, we got to do a roll
Roll.
call. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Well, it's an ordinance. You
Okay.
don't necessarily have to do a roll call, but can.
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Kevin? Brett? Aye. And I. Passes 4-0. We will go to number 7, unfinished business, 26 budget and levy. Kim?
All right, so after the meeting with the proposed pool, we will not be going forward with bonding, so we will not, at this point, so we will not have a bond payment due in 2026. So if you will look at your budget, I removed that from there. I did keep the pool portion of the operating levy in there as the decision was made to try and bid it again. We'll see what happens with that. I moved 1/2 of a public employee into the water fund. It shows the addition of an additional officer and then the increase in our costs. When we first looked at the levy and we set our initial levy, the levy increase, not the increase per property, but the levy increase was about 14.6%, I believe. But with this, I was able to get it, with removing those, I was able to get it down to 8.389% for a levy increase. When I looked at the impact on per $100,000 of home, initially we were looking at an impact of $56 a year per $100,000 of home value. Now with this, we're down to 33 per 100,000 of home value. So what I'm looking for is if you have any concerns about this, let me know, because we do need to bring this forward for public hearing at the first meeting in December.
Any questions?
The levy looks much better, but we'd rather be doing the pool, I think. So we're still working on that. So, but yeah, it sure brought the levy down this year, which is good. Well,
We've already set that date, haven't we?
the public hearing date? Yeah, we had to set that. It's the 4th. It's called the Truth in Taxation meeting on the 4th, and then the second meeting of the month on the 18th is when we approve the final levy. Yeah, big thanks to Kim. She been working hard on this. threw her for a loop after she kind of had everything dialed in, and then take the bonding out of there. So did a nice job pulling this all back together and reformulating the numbers so we can pass along understandable. Taxes are a tough thing to understand sometimes, but bottom line is the $100,000 number. You can equate that and you can figure out what the increase will be for yourself thereabouts for the city portion. That's only the city portion.
Thank you, Kim. We'll go down to new business, 8B, fee schedule. Brian?
Yeah, we put the fee schedule on here early this year. Usually it's another couple of meetings before we put it on there, but the reason we did it, hopefully it's in there somewhere. The reason we did it was just to give you guys start thinking about it. Look it over, look at the fees. If there's anything you want us to take a closer look at, let us know. We always take a look at everything anyway, but to have a little earlier council input on things that you think we should take a closer look at. So it's just in here for that reason now. We deal with the fees at the first meeting in January, typically. But this will give you a little bit of a head start on letting us know any thoughts you might have. Miles has already spoken with the Planning Commission about fee changes there, and with Safe Built, our building official, about fee changes in relation to that. That's this whole second part of the fee schedule. So yeah, just information right now, and let us know if there's anything you think we should look at.
Thank you.
We will be adding a fee for manual water meter readings. We had a couple requests to not have the new meters that are basically Wi-Fi type meters. They don't really spend much time on Wi-Fi. It's just like that, but still, people had some concerns with that. But that'll be a fee that we'll have to add because there's a couple of them we'll have to read manually.
I'll move to 8C, move the January council meetings. I take it we're going to move it to the 2nd and 4th. We were proposing to move it to the 2nd and 4th.
2nd and 4th Thursdays, yes.
in
Yep.
January.
Yeah. Yep. 2nd and 4th. The first meeting falls on January 1st, where we can't have a meeting on a holiday. So we need to move that meeting. If we move that meeting a week, then there's meetings 2 weeks in a row. And so we thought, well, let's move them both, because there would have been 3 weeks between the second meeting and the first meeting in February. So this way, it's back on an every other week schedule if we go with the January 8th and January 22nd.
Do we have a motion for that or
Is
discussion
that
on
what
it?
we
or-
need?
Yep.
22nd or the 8th and 29th?
8th and 20,
I think we talked about it at
22nd, I
the
believe.
work session, right?
Yep.
Make sure I have my dates right. I've been on the, not once in a while. Every once in a while. Yeah, 8th and 22nd.
Yeah, 8th and 22nd.
Yep, they were slated for the 1st and the 15th, so they just shifted a week.
Do we need a motion?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to move the January meetings to the 8th and the 22nd.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. I guess that's it for the agenda. We'll go to reports. Brian?
Yes, let's see, as we discussed in the work session, we're going to rebid the pool. Jordan from Burbach gave me the dates for the rebidding, and basically we're going to look at advertising bids prior to January 5th. So right after, before that, they need some time to make some changes in the plans, the specifications, to take care of some of those over-engineered items. And it's a bad time to bid right during Christmas anyway and New Year's, so we're going to hit right after New Year's. The advertisement for bids will go out. Slated to open bids on February 17th. And the March 5th council meeting will be hopefully the awarding of the bids, where they're going to come back in good this time and we can award them. On March 5th, construction would start on April 9th, 2026. Substantial completion would be April 30th of 2027. So that would mean we'd be open for the 2027 season. And then final completion is after all the punch list items and everything. So we basically run it for the season and take care of anything that needs to be taken care of along the way. And then the final, where they actually turn it over completely, would be in September of 27. But April 30th, 27. So we're kind of everything shifted a year. And we're hoping that by doing that, it'll make the bids much more competitive, and we'll get a whole bunch of bids on each of the contracts, which will help bring costs down. A lot more comfort level for bidders to have a whole year rather than winter construction. It's going to be summer construction. So that's going to help a bunch too. So they're adamant that they can get it down to the 400 or to the 4.626 million or 4.3 million where we need to be for bids. So we're hoping we'll be there and we can deliver a pool for the community. If not, we'll figure it out. We'll be back at it. And then we've got Donnie and Frank. Speaking of the pool, the Donnie and Frank Day, Saturday, November 29th at the VFW. They did that for us last year. It was a nice fundraiser. It's all going to the pool. It was about $14,000 or $15,000 last year, so that's wonderful. But we need people to buy the raffle tickets. They have a little trouble selling them right now. The pool was up in the air for a little while, so people quit buying them. But we're back on, and we're going to rebid. So seek somebody out and buy raffle tickets. They need to sell a bunch of those. Because the more they sell, the more money comes to the pool. There's a silent auction involved. There's going to be some baskets. Anybody that wants to donate something for a silent auction. They do meat raffles, 50-50 drawing. The VFW, they've just been wonderful for us in helping us fundraise. So we're grateful for that, and come on out and have fun and support the pool.
Brian, question, who would they go, or how would they get the tickets or?
You can get them at the VFW. Pool committee members, Bretta, Paul Peterman, I can't remember who all, Troy Ness has got a bunch of them. Otherwise, Howie Ayan. And if you want to sell some, grab a whole book and sell them, or buy a whole book. But yeah, the VFW is the best place to go, quick and easy. Otherwise, I should have Bretta put out a list of who's got those tickets. to sell. And then I'll have Bretta do that, just so
Yeah,
people know.
so that people know kind of. That'd be great.
That's it for me.
That's it? That's it? All right. Chief,
I got nothing tonight.
nothing? Jeff,
I got nothing.
James,
Nothing tonight.
Kim, Miles,
Nothing tonight.
Dylan?
Just like to thank the code committee for all their hard work. Other than that, nothing.
Kevin?
I'd also thank the code committee for all of the citizens for their direct involvement. That was very much appreciated. Thanks so much. And thanks also to Kim for her diligence on the budget. I was able to sit down and she helped me wrap my head around some of the stuff that's just hard to deal with. So just, she's wonderful for our town here. So thanks, Kim.
That's why we're not gonna let her leave.
Fred? Nope. And I've got nothing tonight. Meeting adjourned. Gavel.